And sustainability, they're all down having a big feast down at Rio. And of course, they've got the G20 on the go as well. So they hop back and forth to the two meetings. Same people. And have great meals and lots of good booze, etc. And as I say, everything's laid on for them. And then they sign all the draft treaties that have been written up over many, many years and presented to the public as though they did it themselves. They don't even read them. These politicians don't even read the bills, especially the omnibus. But who can? When you're given 6 seconds to comment on it, how could you read thousands of pages? But these treaties, have to affect all of our lives to bring us into a single economic system worldwide. Just again, look at the Milner Group a long time ago, the Royal Institute of International Affairs that morphed out of it, the Council on Foreign Relations. That's all came out of it across the whole planet. These are the guys who run the world, who think they know better than anyone else how it should be run. But the bankers are at the top, because that's who started off the whole kit and caboodle of the Milner Group and the Royal Institute of International Affairs. But they're into sustainability. There's too many of you at the bottom. Now, Charles Galton Darwin said that very well in his book, very clearly, as he boasted on behalf of his own class, you might say. That there were going to be too many people at the bottom, the weeds, as Margaret Sanger called them, the weeds, who wouldn't fit into a post-industrial society. They'd be obsolete. And they keep breeding, which would mean they would take all the good stuff from the earth, which the offspring of the Darwins, etc., would need in the future for their own offspring. So, no, they don't plan on sharing it with anyone. They want you all to simply die one way or another, or they'd make it happen. And they went on end up with the cost factors of keeping elderly alive, and all of that. After, mind you, they destroyed the family unit, because the family used to look after their grandparents till they did die. You see? Great technique. First you destroy the family unit. Oh, we'll take care of the elderly for you. You get 20 years of it, and then say it costs too much. Then they offer them the euthanasia pill. You understand that it's all strategy. It's not difficult to understand. This is strategy. This is how you deal with vast herds of humans. You use strategies that are very, very old, because they understand perfectly how we all think. Most folk do not think. They don't think. They take things for granted, especially because you've been domesticated and you believe that the masters would never be so nasty as to do that to you. So here's a good article here from a British newspaper to do with the doctor's chilling claim. It says, top doctors, the National Health Service kills off 130,000 elderly patients every year. So see, they're doing their bit for sustainability and for the economy. You see, that's 130,000 less people that they'll collect the rest of their pensions. Are gone now. Now the government can use it for better things like building, coal-fired plants in India with your tax money and things like that, you see. So professor says doctors use death pathway to euthanasia of the elderly. Treatment on average brings a patient to death in 33 hours. That's pretty efficient. It could be faster yet though. And it says around 29% of patients that die in hospital are on controversial care pathway. That's what they call it. It's a care pathway is euthanasia. It's death. It's so Orwellian, the wording they use, but they're very good at using neurolinguistics to make it sound like a care pathway. Your granny's going to a care pathway. So you go home thinking, well, that's good. She's in good care and she's probably on a pathway to health. Yeah. It says a pensioner admitted to hospital given treatment by doctor on weekend shift, it says. It says here, the National Health Service doctors are prematurely ending the lives of thousands of elderly hospital patients because they're difficult to manage or to free up beds, a senior consultant claimed yesterday. That's what they do, they drug them. And then they turn them with their food away and have them dead in 33 hours. That's good business, though. They are efficient, when they want to be. Back with more after this break. Hi folks, I'm back, cutting through the matrix, talking about the real system and how it works, and how everything's got a double meaning. It's often an opposite meaning in reality, very Orwellian, and have care pathways in Britain and other countries to bump off the elderly in 33 hours. That's their method right now. Because they're too cheap actually to give them the euthanasia pill. That'll come next when they start making it in China and they get it for a cent or two. Because everything's about saving money. Your usefulness is over. You're not a good consumer and producer anymore. And then you're going to start using your pension that you paid for, of course, and have invested millions of times over for every dollar you put into it and reaped millions back. But no, they don't want you to have that either. It's too much for them. They want all the profit. So that's all you are, is a profit-making unit. And once your useful is over, they want to bump you off and get rid of you very quietly and cheaply. It says there are around 450,000 deaths in Britain each year of people who are in hospital. That's a scary statistic, isn't it? Or under National Health Service care. Around 29% of them, or 130,000, are of patients who are on the Liverpool care pathway, the euthanasia pathway. But that's all the rest of them. 450,000 deaths in the hospital every year. That's scary. Eh? Anyway, I'll put this link up tonight, and for those who care, most folk don't care until they're in that position, and then there's no one there to care about you either. That's how it works, and that's how the big boys who designed it know it works as well.